Our resources, we have to use it for ourselves, not the whites who come and carry it and go and store it. No. Store it for what? We can't go and store our resources and every day telling us to practice democracy. More than democracy. This is democracy. We don't want to practice any democracy anymore.
All right, family, welcome to this live. I'm currently in Ghana, where a group of Africans have come together to work with Traore, and their whole mission is to send a message to the West to stay away from Africa by milking our resources and, dictating who should lead Africa in the name of democracy. So that is what is happening now in Ghana. We are currently marching towards the Independence Square. So that is what is happening now. I'm speaking to a few of the people here, so don't go right away. Stay with me. Let's do this together.
Progress without the West. So we must give him that maximum support for him to succeed. That's why we are here. We are showing our solidarity with Ibrahim Traore and the people of Burkina Faso. Ghana, Africa, we don't represent only our individual countries, we represent the entire Africa. Wherever we see progress and a positive change, we give it our support wholeheartedly to make sure that it prospers. That's why we are here, giving our maximum support to Ibrahim Traore and the people of Burkina Faso. Hands up Africa, Selassie I, Rastafari.
Hello, madam. Can I engage you small?
Thank you.
Can I engage you small? So we as Africans, we always, we keep telling the West, stay away from Africa, stay away from Africa. What is Africa doing to make sure the blames we keep putting on the West, we can be able to help ourselves? What do you think we are doing wrong, or what can we do right to change this narrative?
So what do you think we are doing wrong?
Wrong, yes. That is making this problem that has been there over years still affecting us as Africans.
I think it's our leadership. Our leadership. They are the ones going to the agreement tables with foreign investors, allowing foreign investors to take more than about 90% of our resources, and we keep about 10%. So I think if our leadership, leaders who are leading African countries, change their mind and also take control over the resources, I think 80% of Africa's problem will be solved, because we need our resources in order to develop ourselves.
Okay, all right. So now, give me your message to the West and give me your message to our leaders, since you've identified our leadership as part of the problems of Africa.
I think I'll send a message to our leaders that they should be strong. They shouldn't have fear in them. They should be strong and stand firm and sack foreign military from our lands, so that, and also cut off the intake of foreign aids, because these are the things that is restricting us from taking control of our resources. So if their military bases are out of our land, and also if we are able to take control of our resources, we'll be able to develop Africa.
All right, thank you so much. Your name?
Dede.
All right, thank you so much. Can I engage you for a minute? Okay. All right. So my question here is simple. We as Africans keep putting blames on the West, on the white man for our problems, which has been existing not today, not like 5 years ago, for years, centuries. So what do you think we as Africans are doing wrong, or what can we do right to change this narrative?
Repeating mistakes over and over again. And instead of preaching, should I say, awareness in the sense of ourselves realizing if we don't take ourselves out of this situation, the blame game will keep going on and on and on and on. What I mean by this is what I'm saying is that we have politicians who are direct to us. So we should hold them accountable first. The question lies, are these politicians, political leaders, even themselves enlightened? Are they even, should I say, do they even have the people's plight or needs at hand? And so they may seem to look like puppets to the West, and which of course a lot of them are. But for how long will we sit by and just watch them do this? So we the people have to rise and check them. They say we are practicing democracy, right? What kind of democracy are we practicing? Quasi-democracy or make-believe? So yes, I believe there's a wind of change coming, and you can see Ibrahim Traore exhibiting signs of it. Light the spark and see how the continent, the diaspora, people are awake. Look at the Sahel. Look at how the people are waking up humanity on the continent.
All right. I mean, we've had so many leaders in Africa. What is, in your view, what is special about Ibrahim Traore that is coming in every conversation when it comes to Africa currently?
Well, special. I don't know if I should use the word special, because people have done this come and gone. Like you were saying, Sankara, like this. People are saying he's the so-called, like to coin the word reincarnation of Thomas Sankara. But see, times have changed. Back then, a lot of people were not really aware, and misinformation. Even don't get me wrong, misinformation is still around.
Yeah.
But these days, people are more aware than before.
Yeah.
And people, because of the same machine that they use to spread misinformation, the same machine that people are also. How did he wake up? Is the question. That is where behavior special comes in. It takes such a brave soul to take such a mantle, because it's like you sign yourself up for a sacrificial lamb. And such courses are very necessary for the continent, each and every one. We need someone like this to use as the sparking flame, the ignition, to awaken. Yes, that is where I would say he's special.
All right.
We need to protect him.
All right. Thank you so much, and I really appreciate making time to talk to us. All right. Yes. So, guys, currently we are at the Independence Square in Ghana, and I'm still trying to find people to talk to.
I say that give us that room. So it's a good question, and it needs negotiation.
Okay. So talking about freedom, is it freedom or Republican? Rich is rich.
Francophone West Africa has gotten independence. So in theory they are free. But with their activities, where France is always in there, France controls their economic activities. France controls their political activities. France controls their military activities. France controls their cultural activities. That simply means that France is still the leader in respect of so many things. It's just like when the British gave Ghana independence in 1957. That was not the end. We have to fight to get a Republican status in 1960. That has not happened in Francophone West Africa. Francophone West Africa, what happened was that they got their independence, but France used a certain contract to hold them. That contract is still putting them under French rule. They want to get away from that contract. They want to be free, entirely free from France's influence. That needs a negotiation.
Okay, so I think we are done with this, or I am done with my questions. But I actually want to ask something about the Convention People's Party. I think CPP, right?
Yes.
So can you tell us something about the Convention People's Party?
The CPP is the first political party in Ghana to get independence for Ghana. That is to say that there were other political activities, political party, UGCC, but CPP led by Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, the great Pan-Africanist, is the party that led Ghana to independence. I am a member of the CPP. I was the running mate of the CPP for the 2024 elections. We stand for Pan-Africanism. That is why we are joining this work with Traore. What it simply means is that we want African nations to be entirely free to govern their activities. And what France is doing to Francophone West Africa is against Pan-African tenets. Therefore, Pan-Africanists have to rise and help Burkina Faso, help Mali, help Niger to reclaim their republican status.
Okay, so talking about the Convention People's Party gaining independence for Ghana, I think CPP left power or was overthrown in 1966 coup. Ever since then, you have not been in power. Do you still wish or have plans for Ghana? And what are the plans that you have for Ghana if you are being allowed to?
The CPP is coming. Okay. The CPP has always been a sleeping giant. If you look at what is happening now, NDC, MPP, they are the same. Two sides of the same coin. The CPP is the only political party that has the tendency to develop this country. In fact, what President Captain Ibrahim Traore is doing in Burkina Faso, he's trying to follow the footsteps of Sankara. Sankara is a student of Kwame Nkrumah. So more or less, whatever Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso want to do today is what Nkrumah did in the past, and what Nkrumah has already spoken about, that African nations must look towards emancipation of the entire continent. So the CPP remains a catalyst. All political parties on the continent look up to CPP, because if Kwame Nkrumah is the CPP, then the CPP holds all the political dimensions that every political activity on this continent should be engulfed around. And it's based on Pan-Africanism. And that's exactly what is happening in Niger, in Mali, and Burkina Faso. The rise of Pan-Africanism. Okay, and CPP is the cornerstone of Pan-Africanism.
Talking about Pan-Africanism, does the CPP believes in neo-colonialism, and and if they believe in, is Ghana
No, we don't believe. In fact, we are fighting against neo-colonialism. Okay. Neo-colonialism is what is happening today. That is what is happening in the Francophone West African territories. And that is why today they have risen that enough of the neo-colonialism, enough of you being our masters in a disguise. So give us our freedom and let us move forward. So the CPP is ready, and gradually Ghanaians will understand and give us a chance.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Yeah, let me add last one.
Let me go to the major, please.
Yes. So talking about the neo-colonialism, when Nkrumah came, he saw the problem. Even though he talked about it, he acted. Currently, as we speak in Africa, do we have somebody like Nkrumah that is putting in the work or acting towards making sure Africa, the unity and togetherness that we are praying for or we are wishing for, we will be able to get it?
Yes, we will. No, I'll come back to you.
Okay.
You stay here.
All right.
Affect Africa because they can now independence like the rest of Africa followed.
The Black Star.
Yes, which is why we had the All African People's Conference in 1958.
Yeah.
Oh no, no. Okay, Nico Blaboni.
Yeah.
The liberation struggle there. Yeah, modern day Ghana. Before Gold Coast, Nico Blaboni. Ama Nkrumah.
Yeah.
The challenge here. Okay, they ask Christian men. Okay. One page flag. Never wow. Never wow. Never wow. Let's touch one. Let's touch one. Man, I make this. Try. No man. Try. No man. Try.
Comrades, if you can see behind you the podium with the unknown soldier, can you step back?
Come back. Media, move back.
So move back behind you.
Move back.
Comrades, behind you. Move back. Thank you, comrades. Thank you. Media, if you can follow me, please. I'm going behind. Comrades, turn around to the back target. Comrades, down in the square. Come and join us. We must be united. We are Africans. We are one. I can see our energy finish is running out. Comrades, one time, come on. This is African Liberation Day. Like our comrade said earlier before we began the march, it is not Africa Union Day. This is Africa Liberation Day. This is in commemoration of the fact that we as Africans are reclaiming what is ours. When we are reclaiming what is ours, we are declaring that no more will the West decide where we go and how we move. No more will the West pretend to help us by taking out our leaders. No more will they interfere in our politics. We are tired of the exploitation. We are done with the exploitation. We say no more as Africans.
Shout it
we
loud.
are saying no more.
Shout it loud.
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 Hands up, Africa. I beg you. Hands up, Africa. That's better. Hands up, Africa. I said hands up, Africa. Hands up, Africa. Walk with Traore. Walk with Traore. Walk with Traore. Comrades, this is just the beginning of our second wave of liberation. We are moving into a time in which African resources. We are moving into a time when our leaders are our leaders and not puppets of the West. Hands up, Africa! Hands up, Africa! Hands up, Africa! And we have a lot of comrades here of many organizations, Pan-Africanist organizations. We have all been doing the work. Each and every one of you has been doing the work of liberating this continent for a long time. And so we are going to have messages of solidarity, of power, to ignite us so that when you leave here, you're not just leaving here having sung a couple of songs. We are not here to sing. We are here to liberate our continent. Do you understand? We are here to liberate our continent. Yes. And so we will start with the ACUP, represented by Kwame Gonza. Kwame Gonza, are you around? African Continental Unity Party. Thank you. Comrades, a hand for your comrade Kwame Gonza from the ACUP.
Hands of Africa! Hands of Africa! You know, for a long time, our leaders have been killed, and we have seen the fate in the past of all the great leaders of the African continent and where they went. We saw Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, and we saw the United States play a very big hand in this. We saw the case of Patrice Lumumba. We saw the case of Thomas Sankara. We have seen the United States develop. We have seen Europe develop to the point that they have so much wealth while our people are suffering. We have seen France develop. They have electricity while our people in Niger don't have electricity. This is what we are saying that we have to put to a stop. Hands up, Africa! Hands up, Africa! Hands up, Africa! We have to put an end to imperialism, United States imperialism. European imperialism has to be put to an end. Hello? Hands up, Africa! Thank you.
In 1776, the United States of America were tired of the British and they kicked them out. So if Captain Ibrahim Traore is kicking the French out. History is just repeating itself. So the right to self-determination must be respected. Yes. Without saying much words, I would like to introduce Ernesto Yeboah. He is the Commander-in-Chief of Economic Fighters League, the organization behind this particular work. CIC.
Well, first of all, I want to say a big thank you to all of us. It's a revolution, a revolution. Yes, I say, Anopano, as I want the as I'm Cocoa, Omeja, and Omona, if you're Munchain. And so the Sabri, I can say, Yenin, say, Abromuso. The message has been sent loud and clear. Ebekoso na yada, the Ghana traditional authorities say, for a day like this, say a yamrea, you say ban on noise making, and we can only be respectful of our traditional rules, because behind our rules, there is some wisdom behind it. It is what brings Africa together. And so we cannot disrespect our traditions, we cannot disrespect our customs. And so we want to say a very big thank you to the Ghana people, the Ghana leadership, the chiefs, that in spite of their ban on noise making, they have affirmed that today's event, today's program, today's protest is not noise. Because when we define noise, it can only be defined as senseless noise. Sound that doesn't make sense. But the Ghana Traditional Authority, by allowing this gathering and this procession, have affirmed that calling imperialism hands off Africa is not noise. All of you are here on your own accord. Nobody paid for your transport. Nobody induced you with a t-shirt, food, as some neo-colonialists have turned our societies into. So that every time you see gatherings like this, you can be sure that it is a contracted crowd. But I say here and now that this is not a contracted crowd. You are here on your own steam. You are here on your own vulnerability. You are here on your own. We also want to thank the states, because as much as possible, everybody who knows the analysis of where Ghana stands, be we a state that is still reeling under neo-colonialism or not, we all know. And so it must have taken the state a lot to have allowed this gathering. And the symbolism, we started off at the African Unity Monument. That is significant. And by this we are telling a story. I can see Burkina Faso is here. Yes. In fact, let me put it the better way. I can see Africans who live or have a tradition with the land of Burkina Faso here. Yes. Revolutionaries. I can see comrades who have a link with the province of Kenya here. I can see Nigeria here. I can see Sudan. This is a country in full-blown war. But when it came to hands of Africa, Sudan made a representation, and they are here.
Pan-African revolution.
I want to thank all of you. This is your revolution. We have over 54 Pan-African organizations, as you can see on the banners, coming together to tear down imperialism. Sending home that simple message that they may have their atomic weapons, they may have their nuclear weapons, but when it comes to us in Africa, we are ready to tear them down with our bare hands. And that no French citizen, no American citizen is safe. Donald Trump may drop the bombs. Donald Trump and Macron can drop the atomic bombs and weapons. But they should be rest assured that there shall be mutual assured destruction.
Fire!
We shall make sure that none of their citizens feel safe
Fire!
on any soil that is called Africa.
Fire!
And so, we started, like I said, from the Africa Unity Monument, and we have made our destination here to the Black Star Square. This is what our ancestors, Osagyefo Kwame Nkrumah, Marcus Garvey, and all expected us to become. That we become the Black Star. And so as we stand here at the Black Star Square, we are sending a simple message to imperialism. That this time, no way. This time, no way. This time, no way. So, boy. Thank you very much. Africa must unite! Africa must unite! Africa must unite! A very simple message to the world. That this is not the time of Gaddafi. This is not the time of Thomas Sankara. This is not the time of Patrice Lumumba. This is not the time of my own leader, Osagyefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. This is a different generation together. If that time the youth were sleeping because there was no media to inform them about whatever our good leaders are doing, today we have the media. We are not listening to BBC. We are not listening to the CIA. We are not listening to the CNN for them to come and give us fake news about good leaders in Africa. This time around, we are not sleeping. And we are telling them enough is enough. We are sending a warning to African leaders. They should remember 1963 in Ethiopia. The capital city of Ethiopia, Addis Ababa. Osagyefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah told them, if we live here as a leaders, and we don't have the United States of Africa, our children are going to continue to suffer. Our generation are going to continue to suffer. Because they were not able to listen to Osagyefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, we are suffering and seeing it today. But we are telling them that with the help of Captain Ibrahim Traore, with the stand of the youth of Africa, that when you touch Captain Ibrahim Traore, you touch the youth of Africa. When you touch Captain Ibrahim Traore, you touch the soil of Africa. We are not sleeping this time. I was so much disappointed when I see Donald Trump speaking to Ramaphosa, the president of South Africa. He's speaking to the president as his own biological son. And I said, how dare you, Donald Trump, to speak to an African leader? When you come to the land of Africa, you pick the natural resource of our land. Before we arrive, we come there to come and suffer in your own land. Because our African leaders were not able to take a decision on their own. When the man was sitting down, I was crying on my eye. Donald Trump is not older than Ramaphosa. That 72, 78. The range is only what? 6 years. So can you speak to your own colleague president as your own political son? No. Because we keep on having puppets in the land of Africa as leaders. So that our leaders were not able to take a stand. If you cannot take the stand, Captain, I have come out that I will take the stand that you were not what to do. So just give me your support, and we are going to have the freedom as a continent. There is nothing that we need from them. We have the gold, we have the diamond, we have the oil, we have the uranium. Our youth are still dying on the Mediterranean Sea because of white-collar job. Our youth are still dying on the desert because they want to go and work in another man's land. Enough is enough. For the land of Africa, enough is enough. We must unite!
Without wasting my time, we have so many speakers today. We have protocol here we want to observe. We would like to call on AAPRP. Are they? AAPRP, the representative. AAPRP. Yeah. Honorable Ade, yes. We need your presence here. Please, let's create space for the speakers here. If we have any medical professional here, we need your assistance. Please advance. We need your assistance. Yes, so please introduce yourself. Traore! Traore! Africa, Africa, say yay! Africa, say I'm representing the All African People's Revolutionary Party. This is Kwame Nkrumah's own party. It is the party that we need in our current political dynamics. Alright? It's a party that we need in our current dynamics. If you see in front of my shirt, I have Jeune Liberation Africaine. I was in Burkina Faso 2 years ago on a day like this, the 25th of May, to organize with the Burkina Faso people on the Day of African Freedom and Emancipation. So we have been on the grounds and we know what is going on, and we say that this is Africa's type. And so the AAPRP, which is a mass-based political organization, anti-imperialist, anti-capitalist, all right, is here. The anti-negative is here to lend support to Ibrahim Traore and the Sahel states, all right? Where we are now, it is time for Africa to take back its resources. Because Nkrumah says that Africa can no longer trust in anybody than itself and its resources, all right? So the gold, the diamond, and all of those resources that are due to us must come to us. We must own it, we must control it as a people, all right? We only get 3% in gold reserves in Ghana here. The oil is only 13%. The 87% is going to those big corporations outside. This is what Traore is trying to avoid. And America, France, says they don't want to accept that. But it's a lie, because we are here to support Traore in full support. There is a research that France, without its West African economies, will be less than a third world country. And yes, so we say, long live African freedom and emancipation. Long live. Forward to socialism. Thank you. Thank you so much. Joe boy! Joe boy! Joe boy! Joe boy! When Thomas Sankara started the revolution, it started with a message which the imperialists hated so much. The message was in French. So he always goes like, Les impérialistes. Then, okay, my people are here, so just follow them for me. Les impérialistes. Les impérialistes. Les impérialistes. La révolution. So when Thomas Sankara said, Les impérialistes, it means the imperialists. Then the people always respond, I'm back. So it means that the imperialists should go down. And he would shout and said, the revolution, which is la révolution, then
the people will shout "Anho," which means that the revolution should go up, the imperialists should go down. So, les impérialistes, la révolution, la révolution. So, he always ends his speech with "La patrie ou la mort," and then the people will respond "Nous vaincrons." It means that homeland or we will conquer. So if I say "La patrie ou la mort," you shout "Nous vaincrons." La patrie ou la mort? La patrie ou la mort? Yes, so this is the message that imperialists hated so much to the level where they have to take the man down. And today, it is not a surprising thing that this message is alive today in the mind of everybody and on the lips of everybody, which means that if you take one man down, you are going to have 1,000 people rising up speaking the same message. The message that they stopped, the message because of which Gaddafi was murdered through the CIA, Obama, United States, with collaboration with African Union and co. This same message is alive today, telling them that Africa is for Africans. The resources of Africa is for Africans. It does not belong to the United States. It does not belong to France. It belongs to Africa. And our leaders, since they have become so afraid of dying for the people, Ibrahim Traore now put his life in the line, standing for his people. And we are ready to stand by Ibrahim Traore. We are ready to stand by the revolution. We are standing by the revolution. And let me put this on record. Let me put this on record. What is happening in Burkina Faso to all media houses, together with the traditional media house, the Western imperial media houses, we are saying that what is happening in Burkina Faso is not coup d'etat, it's revolution. What is happening in Burkina Faso is not coup d'etat, it's liberation. It's leadership for the people and by the people. What African Union failed to do for the past so many years, one man, Captain Ibrahim Traore, was able to do that by uniting Africa without calling meeting with anybody. We never had any conference. We never met in any conference room, but all of us, we are here today. Last time we did a protest, was it 28? 30th, right? Yes. Nobody, Captain Ibrahim Traore did not call for that protest, but we saw BBC posting it and putting it in their article that Ibrahim Traore systematically organized that protest, which is a lie. We are telling them that it is the time, the season, the movement that called for the protest. At the same time, it is the time, the season, and the movement which is putting on this gathering. This gathering you are seeing here, as somebody says, it's not a contract. Nobody contracted us. We came on our own because we understand what is happening in the Sahel. What is happening in the Sahel is the rebirth of Africa. And African youth, we cannot allow it to go down. Because at the end of the day, if the revolution in the Sahel goes down, Africa will never rise again. They will make sure that the place is completely destroyed, like what is happening in Congo. If ECOWAS and African Union, they have something to do when it comes to liberation of Africa, they should not channel their energy towards, Ibrahim Traore, the Sahel. They should channel their energy towards Sudan. They should channel their energy towards Togo. They should channel their energy towards Congo. That is where the people need true liberation. The Burkina Faso people, the Sahel people, they are already awakened. So African Union and ECOWAS, do your homework because the youth are not with you. Respect.
May I invite Comrade Kurma, Sekun Kurma. Please, we need your presence. Black Coffee, please stand by. Immediately after him, you come next. Give
It seems that everywhere I go, no matter where I'm at, where there's a gathering with revolution and freedom and liberation, somehow I'm called. And I always answer. And the reason I answer is because of our ancestors. And our people, the masses of the people, whenever they call, if you're a revolutionary, you have to answer. If you're a revolutionary, you have to answer. And Ibrahim Traore is calling us now. The people of Burkina Faso is calling us now. I had the privilege to be in Burkina Faso in 1986, and I met Thomas Sankara. And I was there and I felt the energy of what a revolution actually is. It is not necessarily about picking up guns. It's about training yourselves politically, educationally, so that you can understand who the enemy is. And our enemy is U.S. imperialism. Our enemy is neo-colonialism and French imperialism. Our enemy is British neo-colonialism. And we must constantly organize ourselves. Kwame Nkrumah said, organization decides everything. If you're not organized, you can't decide anything. So I tell you, I beg you, Mepacho, get in some organization so that you can unite with the rest of the organizations here in Ghana so that we can get rid of neo-colonialism in our country. Organize yourself on a continental level, on a regional level, to get rid of neo-colonialism inside of West Africa. Reduplicate or duplicate what we see in Burkina Faso right now. We want Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger to come together and form a socialist government. We cannot be afraid of socialism. We cannot shrink when we ask for socialism, because what socialism does, it tells us that all the resources in our country belongs to everybody. Our Constitution tells us that the president has trust, or that the resources are in trust of one man. We want that changed in our 1992 Constitution. That's something that we can do right now. When are we going to do it? Now. When are we going to do it? Now. When are we going to do it? Now. Change the Constitution so that the resources belong to everybody. And if you do that, you have made a step towards humanity, you've made a step towards the liberation of our country, and you've made a step to the total freedom and unification of Africa under all African Union socialist government. Thank you very much. And freedom! 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 We're at the Black Star. Look for the star. That's your guidance. Thank you. Black coffee, advance. All right. The next to speak is my circle, Comrade Otu. So